Hello everyone, I am Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. Last time I made good progress on the hair. I finished the entirety of the left side. Her left, not my left. And now I'm going to be moving my way to the right. And when I looked this morning, I wanted to try something. I don't know if this is going to look good or not, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to just tuck this back just a little bit, make it look a little bit rounder, and let some more of this kind of black part in this area kind of poke through. So kind of like this. So, no idea if that's going to work the way I think it does, or if it's just going to look strange. Oh no, I think it looks good. Excellent. Pretty much what I was hoping for. I think it's just one of those small little changes that will make things look just a little bit more three-dimensional by the end. So the hope for today is to finish all of the main clumps of hair here and then start on the over-the-shoulder strands. So we shall see how that goes. Right now I'm just going through and making some minor corrections to some of the stuff that I did yesterday. Because after all, my future self is always a little bit more picky than my past self. So I'm just seeing a few things that I missed. And now I'm going to go back and just fix it all up. Right, and October continues. The first week is done, and I've managed to keep up the entire time, and I don't even feel like I'm dying. It's definitely not something I can keep up indefinitely, but the fact that I do not feel like death is more than I was expecting. I was expecting it to take a much more serious toll on my energy, especially considering just how I've been generally feeling lately. But no, it's actually been pretty okay. I think I've gotten used to it. I'd say the second and third days were probably the hardest, but now I've kind of gotten used to it, and I can just keep going. Not a pace I could keep up with indefinitely, but I actually think I might be able to keep up with it for the entire month. So that's honestly been nice to see. Today's prompt is another one of the kind of boring ones of just hike, when 2 days ago we did like trek or something similar. And I'm like, okay. I guess I'll draw another random thing of whatever comes to mind. Probably will involve a mountain. These mountains are pretty cool. Yesterday's was interesting though, because I've never really tried to draw a proper skeleton, which is why I only ended up going like half skeletal on the design there. But you think that I would have learned my lesson and not trying to draw new things while I'm doing speed paints, but here I am, still doing it. It's okay, it's obvious that the theme for this year's Inktober is adventure, so, you know, why not be a little adventurous? Embrace it. The worst that I can do is draw a picture I don't like very much. And really, that's not very bad, because I'll just be drawing another one tomorrow, so who cares? It's fine. But I actually think it turned out pretty good. I especially liked the way I was able to do the water. I think I've figured out something new that I can do with that style, and that's also very exciting. It would not have happened if I did not do a bunch of science and if I did not continue to be adventurous. What I tried to do with these speed paints. You know, thinking about it, maybe speed paints are one of the best times for science. Because it's like, I didn't even spend very long on the picture. So if it doesn't come out very good, it's actually okay. It's not like I spent weeks on it and then gave up. It's just, I did something really quick, I tried it, and whether or not it works, well, either way, it's probably okay. Alright, some of the weird stretching aside, I think I'm starting to get these strands here looking good. There's still some stuff I gotta fix up around here. Consulting the mesh to see what it thinks on what's going wrong around here. I'm not quite sure. I can see that something is definitely off, but... Okay, no, we're good now. I just gotta fix the lower parts. But in the upper area, I think this is good. I think that might have been what was confusing me, of just knowing that I needed to fix some stuff down here. And I hadn't. And so everything was just all gloopy and strange. Do not want gloopiness in your hair. That just sounds terrible. That's alright, I'll keep consulting the mesh for a little bit. Hopefully get everything to a better spot, and then it won't feel quite so gloopy. Seriously, sometimes when you move something wrong, it just starts looking like a weird viscous liquid. It's kind of terrible. But also very funny. So I guess it balances out. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna draw for today, so I'll probably just doodle around a bit and see what happens. Just try some things, maybe try to do some neat texture, because I did like the water in the one that I drew for yesterday. I thought that was pretty cool. If I can pull something like that off again, that'd be neat. Figure out how to do it for a rock. I looked at some more ink drawings yesterday, like proper traditional ink drawings, for some ideas. It's like, if this entire challenge was inspired by ink-based art like that, then it only seems appropriate that I take a look at how ink drawings are normally done for some amount of inspiration there. After all, half the reason that I'm drawing in the minimalist style is just because I thought that it suited ink style drawings a little bit better than a lot of my other styles did that look a little bit more digital. I don't consider something looking digital to be an insult, by the way. It's just the nature of the medium. It's bright, colorful, and, well, pretty cool as far as I'm concerned, but just because we have access to so many colors and we don't have to pay money for them. Just get infinite colors for free. It's wonderful. So no, I don't consider something looking digital to be a bad thing. It just looks like the medium that it is. And at the same time, it doesn't look the same as ink drawings. Because, well, ink drawings are done with pen. Not computers. So naturally they wouldn't look the same. So I wanted to take some amount of inspiration for what the challenge was originally designed for. I remember on my day 2, I wanted to draw some more foliage, and now that I've uploaded the speed paint for that, you can kind of see me prodding around with that for a little bit. Might be a little hard because I had to speed it up so much in order to make the video under a minute, so I could put it with shorts instead of just making a full video there. But honestly, if slower process videos is something that you guys are interested in, let me know, and we'll upload alternate versions as well. And maybe even real time if it's desired. Definitely don't worry about giving me feedback, or at least telling me some stuff that you'd like to see, or making requests. I may not take every request, but I will at least listen, because right now the best source of feedback that I really have is just looking through my analytics and seeing what people watch and the videos that brought people to my videos and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes I feel like I'm kind of shooting in the dark. Alright, I think it's time to consult the mesh again. Sometimes things with this kind of almost star-shaped pattern are a little bit hard to read, because so many little pieces kind of rely on them. Maybe it'd be easier to see if I did that. Maybe then I could see what was causing the problems. So we're gonna have the strangest bald spot ever and some floating strands on her cheek. For just a little while here. Just long enough for me to figure out why this area underneath here just looks so odd. Sometimes it's caused by something that I can't see. So we'll just take a look here. Because it's like I do want the strand to be going upward a little bit. Because after all, her head is turning upward, so it only makes sense that I bring a lot of these vertices up here. It's like, at this point, it's entirely possible that I don't want it to go too much higher. Just because this is closer to the edge of her head. Where, like if we look at her head here, naturally the bangs would go much higher because they connect like right at the front of her head. You can see the roots are right there. And so when this part of her head goes back, naturally that should go with it. But the back of her head is going lower. So when I put the back hair back on, the back hair is actually going to look like it's going down. And so as things start getting closer to the back of the head, it may not go up quite as much. So I'm still kind of trying to find where the right point is. But I think closer to the middle here, it's still going to be going up a fair amount. It's only back way on the end here, where maybe it doesn't go up quite as much. Because here it looks like this is like the edge of the hair where it starts turning toward the back. Something like that. I know what I'm talking about. I can only hope that you guys can understand too. I'm not always good at explaining these things, but I'm doing my best. It's at least how I go about thinking about it. I'm just thinking very deeply about how does this little part change as everything else around it changes? And where does this part of the hair connect to the head? All of those are very important clues as to how everything should move. Alright, let's turn the bang back on. Take a look at how we're coming. I think at this point I can start moving things around visually again. Yeah, we're getting there. I just need to fix up some of the angles now. But I think everything is in about the right vertical position at least. Mostly the right horizontal one too. Just a few where I kind of want to correct the angles. Especially on this little light area here. The highlight actually kind of is a little bit more straighter and even curves slightly to the left, I think. So I just wanted to recapture that. But yeah, now I think it's looking pretty good. So now I can start looking back over on this side. Start fixing the weird bubbling going on over here. I mean, it's pretty squirmy over there. It's still pretty squirmy. I don't think that area knows what's going on right now. It's okay. I'll work carefully. Gently, slowly. And just eventually get all of this going to where it needs to go. I mean, so far so good. I still feel like everything is moving pretty well. At this point, I feel like every time I do something, it helps a little bit. So nothing's too bad here. Should be able to get everything to where it wants to go. Just gotta listen, watch, and really pay attention to what's happening. Yesterday, I tried to go to the doctor again to get blood drawn, but it seemed like the person that works at my doctor's office called in sick, so I wasn't able to get that done. I tried to go somewhere else, but there was like a 40-minute wait, and the entire waiting room was like full of people. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of people that need to bleed. I always wonder how much blood gets collected every year for things like this. Just how often we go in just to willingly do things that seem kind of unpleasant and when at first blush when you don't think about it too hard. Normally you want to try to avoid bleeding, and then you just see an entire room of people that need to get something done. It's one of those things that's always kind of funny to me. This little area is very uncooperative. Very, very uncooperative indeed. I don't know why. I guess I'm still trying to figure out exactly how high or low it should be going here. 'Cause I'm not quite sure. There's just this little spot right there that keeps squirming. Keeps squirming. Needs to stop that. I'm just like, come on, little spots. Please stop squirming. Please stop. It's like, look, you don't gotta sit still, but... I mean, I want you to move a little bit. But you just don't look happy with that level of movement. Well, that's alright. We'll keep trying to find the spot you belong. This way you won't feel the need to squirm quite so much. And everything will be fine. In theory. Okay. I think I also kind of have to work out the outer edge. That might be contributing to why I cannot see certain things correctly. So I'll try to get that shape right too. Alright, Mesh, what do you have to say to me? You must have some good ideas, right? I'm believing in you here. Help me out. Help me out, friend. Yes, thank you. That actually did help considerably. Turns out I just needed to move that one vertex a little bit to the right. The joys of rigging. It feels that way sometimes. It's just like, man, that big problem that was baffling me for a little while there, just gotta move it a little bit to the right. Not even that much to the right, just a little bit. It's okay, I'll take it. Sometimes I just gotta remind myself that some solutions really are quite simple. And they are sometimes more straightforward than I give them credit for. So now there's a spot right here that hasn't quite been working for me. Sometimes I look over there and it's fine, and sometimes I look over there and it's not fine. So let's get rid of the variability and try to just get it completely right. Not quite sure what to expect here, but I'm gonna do my best. Never did like RNG in my life, so try to get rid of it wherever I can. And try to get that area just right. I think my future self will appreciate it when it comes time to do the corners, because that area is going to be a thing. I mean, look at that. Ooh boy. This side not quite as bad, but here, It's okay, I'll figure it out. But not today. I got a bunch more stuff I want to do before I really get into that. To save here, helping me out. Okay, so far I think that spot is good. I've actually gotten quite a lot of this done in all of my random flailing, so that's cool. Always appreciate when that happens. Never do like having to make my life harder than it needs to be, so when things just kind of work out, I'm just like, okay, cool. Just trying to get the right shape for that bottom part down there. Then I need to find exactly where this little angle lives. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still kind of shopping around for spots. Just trying to get the angle of it right. Like it's going to change a little bit because the head is going up, but I don't think it should be changing quite as much as it is. There are definitely some shenanigans here. It's alright, we'll work out all those shenanigans. Bleh. Nope. Nope, nope. I was trying something, it did not work. It did not work so strongly, it just faked me nope right on out of there. Alright, well, let's try something else. That's just what I gotta do when something doesn't work. Just do my best to find whatever thing actually does work. Yeah, that's definitely better. Is it right, though? Not 100%. Still feel like there's like a vertex over here. That's gotta be controlling the angle that I'm looking at. That needs to be a little bit further this way. Yeah, there we go. I was looking at this like little acute angle right here. And now it seems to be looking much better. And the good news is that it looks like I'm almost all the way to the bottom. So I should be able to start on her over-the-shoulder hair today as planned. Most excellent. Just got a few little strands here and there that need to be fixed up a bit. But those are relatively straightforward. And then I need to kind of fix the outside here. The outer edge. Still got a little bit of work to do there, and I might even consult the mesh a little bit. We shall see. So let's see. Yeah, there's definitely some shenanigans going on over there. For whatever reason, I'm just not able to see them today, so let's ask the mesh for some help. Okay, that one's being pushed out a little bit. It needs to come back over here. That was definitely causing a lot of trouble through there. And then through here, there do appear to be some other shenanigans happening. I'll try to remove as many shenanigans as I could. The outer edge just being a bit strange this time. Although I don't think that that's actually that unusual for this strand. I do typically have to pull some shenanigans with it. I don't think I meshed this one quite as well as a lot of the other ones, so I generally have a shenanigan or two to pull with it. So far I think it's looking pretty good. A lot of the shifting that I'm seeing is really minor, but I still kind of want to work some of it out. Just getting it to all look as good as possible. It's like this is the outer edge, so I think it's actually a little bit more noticeable than it might be in some other areas. Maybe not. Like, I think I have to care about the line on the outer edge. Maybe not so much a lot of the other stuff, but just this outer line here. Let me zoom out and just make sure that I'm not being crazy here. Do I even see what I'm talking about? For the most part, no. Not in the specific area that I was looking at, but down here still has some problems. Alright, so I won't worry about this upper area where it's still kind of pink. We're firmly sticking in the white area. And that was the only place I saw issues when I actually zoomed out and took a look. That's why it's important to get the perspective. Zoom out, go to the distance that people will actually be looking, and there, kind of pay attention. Otherwise, I'm gonna get way too caught in the details. Not just details, just weird pixel alignments that nobody cares about. Nobody but me. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. Alright, time to be a floating head again. Because I can't do the over-the-shoulder hair with the body showing because the flower will cover it. I need to make sure that everything is looking good. Oh yeah, I remember I tried to start this, but my brain was not functional, so it didn't go very well. Okay, well here's hoping it goes better today. Or my brain is a little bit more functional than it was that day. Not hard to be more functional than it was that day. But it's okay. I'll take it. It's better. That's what matters. So let's see if I can't get this looking good. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish the entire bit of hair over her shoulder today, but I can at least get started. See how much of it I can get through. See if I can start on the claw. Because the claw very much amuses me. Couldn't tell you why, but it does. Something about it is just very funny to me. And I don't think it's just the nickname I gave it. Although it certainly helps. For the most part, I actually think the strand that I'm working on looks pretty okay. There's just a few places where things are in need of a little bit of help. This little guy looks like he's kind of getting away from his friends, so I'm trying to drag it all back and push them a little close together. Or a little closer together, I should say. A lot of this is just going to be small little adjustments here and there. But really, I do think that this area actually looks pretty alright for the most part. So I'll have some hope that it'll be easy on me. And it won't be too picky. And that I won't be too picky. Look, I know my nature. I will always be a bit picky. Some of the stuff here still looks a little bit wrinkly, so I'm gonna go in and kind of start cleaning that up too. Just the kind of thing that's a bit hard to see when the mesh is visible. And here I'm kind of focusing on tuning up the outer edge here. I feel like some of it got a little bit lost while I was squishing everything together before. So I'm just kind of slowly putting it all back. Don't mind all the distortion and crunchiness for now. Don't worry, I'll fix it. It'll all be better soon. It'll all be better soon. Just when I do stuff like that, I kind of have to move it all one vertex at a time, and it takes a little while. So I like to get a lot of the big picture done first, just so this way I know actually where I need to be moving these vertices when the time comes. Because moving a bunch like this is kind of a hassle. So I'll narrow it down to as few as possible. And once I know exactly which ones need to move, then I generally need to move a little bit less, or at the very least, I only have to move them once. The more information I have, the easier it is to make those kinds of decisions. Do feel like I kind of messed up the edge a bit there, though. Alright. So far, so good. So now I kind of feel like a lot of the vertices over here got shifted in a direction they don't want to be in. I'll kind of pull them back. See if that helps some of the other stuff I was seeing. And indeed, it did. Now I just need to kind of pull this outer corner up a little bit here. And I think that top area will be good at least. Top area that I've been poking at there. Yeah. So now I can worry about this bottom area. And try to kind of push everything into a better place from down here. Like, the strand is getting a little bit thick, so I'm trying to kind of push all the vertices together here. Just trying to be kind of gentle about it. I think I mostly succeeded. Mostly. Alright, now I just kind of want to straighten it all up. Gonna zoom in and kind of see some of the details here and see what I need to fix. There's some shifting happening up there. I mean, I kind of want to change the angle on this strand a little bit. I think I'm actually going to do that before I worry about the other side. Because I think they'll kind of feed into each other. Just kind of want to change the angle here a little bit. I don't know, is that how I want it to work? Actually, kind of. No, that doesn't look very good, does it? Okay, let me find where things have gone horribly wrong here. I think it's right around here, where the worst of it is. So I'll just try again. It's not a problem. I'll just keep trying. See what happens here. It's like, I know what I'm trying to do in my head, but, not quite sure how to implement it here. Might also just be getting a little bit tired, as is common as I approach the end of my art session for the day. And I keep losing sight of the layer, which is also never a good sign. And it's alright. It's okay, I kind of did what I wanted to do. So anything at this point is kind of bonus. But it's the first step of the mission of just finally getting rid through all this hair. Oh my goodness, she has so much hair. So I'm not surprised that it's taking so long. I do remember when I first started on this model, and when I was cutting out all the art, I was just like, oh man, the hair is going to take more time than the rest of it combined, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And that's just how it is. It's not that big a deal, though. I came in prepared, fully expecting this to happen. So that's not too bad at all. But today I felt like everything was moving pretty well, and I was able to get a lot done. So it was pretty nice. It may not look like a lot, but to be fair, this strand is pretty complicated. So I'm actually pretty satisfied that I was able to get through it. And this strand, I always feel like is always kind of a weird one. So the fact that I'm probably going to get through it as well. Like, I'm sure it looks like it's going slow. It's going a little bit slow. But, not so much that I don't think I'll get through it. There's lots of little details here, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want everything to move to compensate for the head turn here. So I've been trying a few things, and I'm not sure if they're working, if I'm being honest. It might be the kind of thing where it'll make a little bit more sense once I add the other strands. So I might just kind of leave it in kind of a half-finished state. Worry about the outside. The outside, I definitely can do a little bit more on it now. And then start bringing in the other layers. So this way I can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Normally I like to kind of rig the little strand that connects the top part of this over the hair strand to the bottom part of it, but I'm not actually sure if that's appropriate here. I might just leave it for a little bit. Get into the claw. See what I can figure out about the claw without any of these other areas that I normally use. It's because I do think that seeing the claw in action will make figuring out how to handle the curvature of these shadows a little bit easier for me to understand. Because it's like, on the one hand, I know that the strand is moving, but on the other hand, I don't actually think it's like curving, so I think I might have actually made things weird here. So let's turn on the claw pieces. Take a look. Yeah, I think I did actually. Okay. Let's turn the body back on for a second, just so I can see how this hair is moving over her shoulder. Like, do I want it to go a little bit higher? How much is her chin moving? Yeah, I think I actually do want it to go just a little bit higher. I think I'm going to do that on the mesh group itself. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And I think doing it like that was a little bit easier than trying to pull shenanigans on each individual mesh. I don't actually think I need to change these ones that much. Just a little bit on the top of this side of the claw here. On the top part. Just don't really like how the angle shaked out from the changes the mesh group made. Alright, yeah, that's a little bit better. I think I still want to move things over here a little bit more upward. Get the angle on that kind of matching up a little bit better. Don't mind some of the weirdness around it still. I'm just making sure that the top is in a good spot. And I think it is. So now I can go fix some of that weirdness. I always gotta remind myself that you can only do one thing at a time. So I want to figure out the gist, and then I can go in and fix up all the distortion and stuff like that. And there's still a bit of distortion. But I'm getting it all out. See, it's all coming out. It's fine. Totally fine. I'm gonna consult the mesh on this one. There'll be shenanigans here. Okay, I see the shenanigans. Everything just got shifted a bit. And all it took was just asking the mesh real quick. And suddenly all the shenanigans were visible to me and I could fix them. I could fix them real quick. Be no shenanigans in my hair. I'm going to eliminate every single one. But honestly, I'm just kind of glad that I don't have to make too many changes here. Like, I think I have to do a little bit more work on the tips, but it's because one side is moving up a little bit more than the other, and I can't really have that. That would just be incredibly silly. But for the most part, these strands right here already look pretty good. So I don't think finishing them off today will be too much trouble, and then I can worry about the top area tomorrow and connecting them all together and all that good stuff. So right now I'm going to consult the mesh to hopefully help me find the last few problems I'm having in this area. That might be where I end for today. We'll see how long it takes me to fix all my mesh problems. But so far so good. So far. I don't know, parts of that still look a little bit warped. Yeah, just a little. There's like something going on over there that I just do not completely understand. Might be a sign that I'm getting a little bit tired. Might just be a sign that my brain is still on vacation. I'm working on it, but brain is determined. Brain likes the beach. It's okay. I believe in you, brain. You know you gotta come back eventually. It'll all be fine. Okay, there we go. That's starting to look a bit more right here. This upper area aside. Alright, let's go poke at the tips a little bit. See what I want to do with those. What do I want to do with those? Kind of feel like the entire, leftward side of this half of the claw needs to come up. So if I just gently, probably actually want this kind of brush, push just the entire side up here. Be very, very gentle about it. And then around this strand here, just pull some things on up. Again, I want to be very, very gentle about it. I do not want this strand to be moving too much. We'll just be very gentle, very careful, and not move things more than I absolutely have to. Today is a day where the vertices in this area stay relatively still. Whoa, hand. I said stay relatively still, and we move slowly and carefully. What are you doing sliding all over the place like that, silly hand? What are you doing? I don't know what my hand does sometimes. It has a bit of a mind of its own. It kind of does what it feels like. I wish it wouldn't. I feel like it's twisting just a little bit, so I'm going to try to straighten that out a little here. Just kind of straighten things out like this. Oh no, there's still a little lump right there. Need to work at all the lumps too, because I know if there's some lumps, that means something is not in the right place. Okay, there we go. No more lumps. There we go. And now I think I can just take the other one and just very, very gently pull it down. It doesn't need to go very far. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe just kind of straighten that curl right there just a little. Just a little. We don't want to be doing anything crazy here. It already looked pretty alright, so this is just kind of improving on perfection. Yeah, there we go. And then a little bit near the top there. Okay, hand, we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're just going to very gently push it in and pull it down. Just like that. There we go. Yeah. And then once the strand comes in, that should fix pretty much everything else. And then I see kind of on that little loop that connects them, I think this actually needs to be a little bit higher. And let me fix the curl on it while I'm at it. There we go. Okay, I think that's in a better spot now. We will see what the ever so picky me of tomorrow thinks, but me of right now thinks it looks pretty okay. Now I'm just getting rid of the last little bit of crunchiness there. Fixing up that last little bit. Alright, and I think we got the lower part of the claw looking good. And I'll fix the upper part tomorrow, and hopefully having the lower part there looking good will make it a bit easier for me to fix it. I might need to make some adjustments on the lower part once I have the upper part and the strand looking good, but I think this is a good place to start. And also, a good place to stop for today. So, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or add me on the social media platform of your choice, and I will take a look. Maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.